We asked you, our faithful community, why you think macOS is the bomb. And we compiled this list of the 10 ways that macOS really is just plain better. A Ridge wallet is a sleek way to keep wallet bulge down thanks to its compact frame and RFID blocking inner plates. Use the offer code in the video description to save 10% on your Ridge wallet and get free worldwide shipping. Number one is a big one, the ecosystem that Apple has created. I mean, the fact that you can have your phone, laptop, desktop, and even a watch, and then have your data, documents, photos, I mean, even copy, paste, or open websites just move seamlessly from one to the other via handoff and iCloud is so cool that I can almost forgive Apple for calling it magical. iMessage is closely related, but came up specifically a lot in your comments. Being able to text and call from any of your devices was a standout feature for many of you. And yet another cool one that's coming up in the upcoming build of macOS Catalina is Approve with Apple Watch, which lets you authenticate by clicking your watch instead of typing in your password. Another part of the ecosystem that results in it just works or it's like magic is the first-party peripherals. They all just work with little to no initial setup and have the great feel and functionality that almost make them must-haves. Finally, we can't forget about AirDrop, Apple's wireless file beaming solution that sort of makes up for the inability to get certain files off an iPhone over USB. Number 2, easy navigation and organization. Mission Control, Apple's visual app manager, lets you see what you have open as well as create virtual desktops. Having multiple desktops is great when you have only a single screen, looking at you MacBooks, but you need to keep multiple applications or even multiple workspaces organized with only a single swipe needed to switch between them. Speaking of swiping, Apple's trackpads are freaking amazing. I've said it before, a lot, but Apple has nailed the trackpad in every way. Feel, functionality, and especially the gestures. The most amazing thing about Apple's gestures isn't that they exist or how much you can do with them. I mean, there's lots of gestures on Windows too. It's just that they're intuitive enough that people will actually use them. Number 3 is Spotlight. A quick command spacebar allows you to find just about anything on your Mac or anywhere else. Need directions to the nearest restaurant? Easy. Forgot where you put your master's thesis due Monday? Bam, Spotlight's found it. That recipe is in metric and all your baking supplies are imperial? Poof, converted. It's a great tool and it's ultra fast. Number 4 is the ready-to-run experience. I mean, there are very few things that an average user would need to install to be able to deal with most work or casual situations. GarageBand, iMovie, and Photos are already included to help your simple creative projects get started, and Apple includes their basic but functional productivity suite for free, while Windows can't even open a PowerPoint until you install separate software. Another big inclusion is Apple's Preview. It's a PDF viewer, it's an image file converter, it slices, it dices, it even lets you preview video files in Finder and fill out forms and sign them too. Number 5 is Boot Camp. Got a Windows laptop and want to run a Mac app? Pfft, you're plumb out of luck. But on the flip side, every Mac can be a Windows or Linux machine. Now there are obvious uses for this, like if you're a developer and you want to check compatibility, or if you want to fire up the odd game. But ultimately, the way people use it boils down to the individual user, and there's no doubt that it gives a lot of extra flexibility to Mac users. Number 6 is, it just works, but specifically for developers. And we must have a lot of developers in our audience because there was a very vocal group that pointed out to the point where you just couldn't ignore it, that macOS is based on UNIX, specifically a highly modified version of BSD. Now, to be fair, this is much more of a technical feature, so not everyone would agree or even understand that it's important, but it does have implications that do benefit both expert-level users and more casual/average ones. At a very high level, developers and system administrators love Unix because they can dig deep into the OS and have a clear understanding of what's happening. For average users, the benefit is the stability that comes from such a solid foundation. Another thing our developer fans brought up is Xcode, Apple's integrated development environment. It's used to develop for Apple's entire lineup of operating systems, so whether you're working on software for a Mac computer or the Apple Watch, Xcode allows developers to harness the power of each system's hardware and create compelling apps that fall in line with Apple's stringent guidelines. Number 7, exclusives aren't exclusive to gaming consoles, and macOS has a fair few of its own. Logic Pro has been one of the standards in the music industry for years, alongside Pro Tools, another digital audio workstation, or DAW. Logic Pro is preferred by many professionals because it doesn't rely on third-party vendors to provide core functionality or even music samples. This makes it easier for pros who might have to move around from workstation or studio to studio to slide into the chair and get going right away. Peripherals is another exclusive that lets you have much of the functionality of Boot Camp by enabling you to run Windows or Linux without even shutting down your macOS operating system. Now, that other operating system will be virtualized, so there is a performance penalty, but if all you care about is, let's say, running the Windows version of Microsoft Office, it'll do you just fine. The big one though, of course, is Final Cut Pro. As a video editing suite, it is loved by professionals and amateurs alike for its fast rendering and smooth workflow, and it remains to this day a key purchase consideration for creative types. Number 8, accessories. Want to personalize all the stuff you own so you can be your own unique unicorn? Well, you can do that. And if you're more of a pragmatic type, you're covered there too. Stands, dongles, docks, cases, you name it, you can probably find it for your Mac. Because Apple has a smaller, more focused product line, it's easier and in many cases more cost-effective for third parties to support, which leads to a ton of options for consumers. Number 9 is that Apple products cost more. And believe it or not, I'm actually not joking with you guys. Apple has made a lot of noise in recent years about how the product is the product instead of the customer being the product. But they really do walk the walk for the most part. When's the last time Apple tried to cram their crappy web browser down your throat so they can collect more of your data to sell? When have they served you an ad when you went to launch a program? They haven't. So for many users, the idea of paying the Apple tax up front in exchange for the peace of mind of knowing that they can actually turn off all of the OS level telemetry and data collection is a sound investment. Finally, number 10, reliability. Now this one is sure to spark some debate in the comments, but guys, hear me out for a moment. If your Mac fails, Time Machine is flippin' awesome. You set it up once and you can basically forget about it until you need it, and it's there to get you back up and running lickety-split. Furthermore, Apple's Versions feature, which allows access to previous versions of documents and files, makes it an even greater asset to both professionals and average users. Speaking of godsend, updates. Back when I was daily driving an iMac, sometimes I didn't even notice that my computer got an update. I'd come in the morning and everything, my apps, my desktop, it was just untouched, exactly where I left it. And in true Apple magic fashion, when an update happens, Time Machine, if you have it set up, even makes a quick backup ahead of time. You know, just in case. Amazing. Now, we're not glossing over Apple's reliability scandals. There have been quite a few, but this video is about the 10 reasons that you guys love your Macs, and with the kind of response that we got from our community, Apple clearly has been doing something right for so many of you to want to purchase their products. Speaking of doing something right, you know what's a good thing to do that's right if you're a small business owner? Get FreshBooks. FreshBooks is designed to be a simple and intuitive accounting and invoicing solution so you can spend less time on paperwork and more time working on your business. You can automate tasks like invoicing, organizing expenses, tracking time, and following up. And the best thing is that everything is stored in the cloud so you can switch from the PC to your mobile device to your Mac with ease. Start your 30-day free trial right now at freshbooks.com/techtips. Pricing starts at just $15 a month with their $25 a month package handling up to 50 billable clients. So thanks for watching, guys. If you disliked this video, you can do that. But if you liked it, hit like, get subscribed, or maybe consider checking out where to buy the stuff we featured at the link in the video description. Hey dude, go buy a Mac. Also down there is our merch store, which has cool shirts like this one, and our community forum, which you should totally join. Our merch store also has underwear. But you know what? I'll spare you that today. Here, I'll prove it. See, Linus Tech Tips underwear. It's cool stuff. Oh, I'm giving myself a wedgie here.